and I have a design team project for Craft Fantastic. And I am beyond thrilled and excited to share this with you. This is my first official serious hardcore junk journal, like coffee dyed papers, like distressed everything, vintage loveliness, and I hope you love it. So, my goodness, I have forgotten because I created this a couple days ago. This is 8.5 because there's a little bit right here. 8.5 by 6.5. 8.5 by 6.5. And my spine is 4-inch spine. So this is a huge junk journal. I actually practiced on another, and I haven't shared it yet because it's rather hideous. We'll see, because I am going to share it, but I really wanted to get into this one. And yeah, it's a biggie, and it's what they call a fatty. So this is how it looks from the top. Spine I pretty much left rather plain. I added this pretty mauve colored lace and then rosettes to tie it in together. I actually had forgot to put my ribbon under the paper, so I cut these rosettes and added these on the outside to hold my ribbon down, and they are on the back as well. So this is the Once Upon a Time DCWV stack, and I fell in love with this stack as I worked with it, and I've had it in my stash for probably, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 years, and finally was like, okay, this is what this stack was meant to be. And I also noticed in watching videos that there are a couple of other stack, or there's another stack that's similar but not the same. So I had to go on Amazon and order 2 of those. I do not have enough to make a large journal like this, but I have enough of this paper left to make a small one. All right, let's get started. So these are fussy cut, the castle and the sentiment from one of the papers. I added these beautiful vintage, I don't know what you call them. They have like a little loop on the back, almost like a button, and they are from Craft Fantastic. This is a Pegasus that I picked up at Hobby Lobby the other day. So I knew I wanted to do a seam binding closure, and I didn't think one would be enough. So I went ahead and went with 2. And it's a little thicker at the top than it is at the bottom because of all the metal embellishments that are at the top. So let me untie this, and it's going to be hard for me to share, guys. So if you will be a little bit patient with me as I go through this. All right, let's do this. So over here in the front, I have a side pocket, and I left it empty so that whoever ends up with this journal can tuck whatever goodies they want in there. I had this crown in my stash. I actually think Sybil B sent this to me in our swap. I'm pretty sure. Sybil, if you're watching this, let me know if that was you. Thank you so much. I've hung on to this for the right project, and this was it. And I just used a safety pin, a vintage safety pin on this rosette to let that dangle right there. I'm not going to tell you I've got lace here, I've got trim here. You can see that. Okay, guys, you can see that. But what I am going to show you is that this is a, oh my gosh, this is so hard to share. This is a pocket journal. It has all at the top. I used envelopes. And so I have this pull out, and I did, I used my Lindy's sprays on this, and I used stencils to give it that cool look. And I added lace and trim to each one of the top of the pockets. So there's not every page is a pocket. So I will show you when we get to one. So when you open it up, you know what? I have to show it like this because I got lots of dangly bits in here that are going to need to dangle down. So on this page, I have this. This is a spare parts, little doodad clip, and I used one of the Craft Fantastic glass pieces, and I used a little bit of the fairy dust paper, and I highlighted the word magic in there. These are Tim Holtz, and this is just paper, leftover paper from the collection, and I distressed it, and that clips on right there. So I'm sure just as there is a learning curve with learning to create this sort of album, there is also a learning curve in how to share this sort of album. So I coffee dyed a lot of doilies in here. So you've got that. And then here we have a little side pocket and a piece of scrap paper from what was left over. My coffee dyed papers, I punched a lot. Added some laces and trims. Here's a little tuck spot and the word genuine. In some spots, I just created with some designs with the leftover scraps. I love the coffee dyed papers. And I'm not a vintage girl, but I had a ton of fun with this. So you've got the word happy. You've got the distressed photo mat or tag, whatever you want to use it for. And then here we have another envelope, and this is left over from another design team that I was on. And I love how it comes down and hangs over the actual page. We're going to get to more Craft Fantastic goodies a little further in. So we got a doily, we got a small paper. I used this little vintage clothes pin. You know, I should have hung something from that. I don't know why I didn't do that. And I just used some leftover ribbon. Then this opens this way. I'm not going to pull all of these little clips out. This is a clip. It's holding the word memory. And then there are two photo mats or tags, what have you. Then we have the center of our first signature, which I did sew. Yes, I did hand sewed this. So there's the center and the little strings from that. This paper is frigging phenomenal. Fairest of them all. You've got a side pocket here. And everything is distressed. All the papers are distressed and punched. You can see back here. Then over here we have a Craft Fantastic. It's a large safety pin with little charm holders on it. And you can hang all kinds of dangly bits from it. I don't think any of these charms are from Craft Fantastic. These are things I had in my stash, but I have another one further back that has Craft Fantastic charms on it because they do have charms as well. This is a pull-out. So the little dangly bits are on the pull-out. That's the back. And I loved using my Lindy's Stamp Gang sprays to kind of help match those coffee dyed to the paper collection. So we have this pretty punched tag, the word story, and then here, as you can see, I've attached a fairy to one of those clips. So pretty. More laces, pretty trims. got a doily. And then here on this page with the castle, well, this is a pocket, so let's pull this out. Okay, you don't want to come out. I think I know why you don't want to come out too. Alrighty. I'm going to have to glue that back on. So we've got Kiss a Frog, and then we have butterflies on the back. I'm going to leave this out because I'm going to need to E6000 this, but the key goes on like this, and this is a Craft Fantastic key. I actually broke the loop off, but I knew I wanted that castle to be part of the key, and it's got a little dangly dragon on it. So I'm going to leave that out so I can E6000 that throughout the day, and it will go back in when I get home. All right, so here we have the beautiful fairy and punching and distressing. We've got the word moment, and we have this clip, which has this beautiful fairy on it. Isn't she gorgeous? So Craft Fantastic, you can get the glass, the metal. You can even get what's called Craft Fantastic glaze and glue to adhere your projects. There's little dots, little sticky dots that will help you. And then I just attached it to that large paper clip. I added a little flower on the back, and I left this. You can break that off, but I thought whoever got this, if they wanted to put a chain through that and they wanted to hang more dangly bits, then they could do that. So that clips like that. Okay, so here we got another envelope, and this one pulls out, and we've got True Love's Kiss. Although it's very hard to share, it is very beautiful, and when it's laying down, it's such a joy to look through. It's kind of frustrating right now. So I've got lace and dangly bits on the other side of that pull out, and then we've got the fairy paper, another doily, some more banner pieces that I just used with scraps. And here we have two more of those vintage paper clips, or oh, they're like those diaper pens. I don't, oh, it's escaping me right now. But this is a bracelet from Craft Fantastic, and this is how I chose to attach it. So let's pull that one out, and it's got this little locket charm, a little fairy door, and I got that at Hobby Lobby. But isn't that cool? I just loved that. I am going to be using a lot of Craft Fantastic bracelets in my projects. So then on this side, I have another little, well, it's not little, but it's a clip, and I attached this beautiful heart from Craft Fantastic. Again, I just broke the charm, the little loop part off, and attached my glass piece to the image, and fussy cut around it. It's really easy. You don't have to have like a punch or anything to punch it. You just use the Craft Fantastic glaze and glue. You adhere it to your glass piece, and then you can fussy cut, use the glass to help you cut right around. So it's really simple to do that. Okay, you don't want to stay in there. All right, more coffee dyed papers, a doily, distressed paper. And then we've got our center and more just laces and trims. There's my center, my second signature. Then on this page, I just used another one of these Craft Fantastic safety pin. That's what it is. It's a safety pin. And these are all charms that you can get at Craft Fantastic. There's a heart, a butterfly, a rose, another size butterfly, and a different kind of heart on this one. And I just love how that looks. I just used the lace, and I did run it through the other side on that one. Oh, I love it. Then we have this page, and we have this pull out. I just love Lindy's sprays so much. They really added to this project. So I have a couple of different size pockets in this album, but they're all still pretty big. So I just added this clip. I used a ticket. It says Wish, and this is another gorgeous Craft Fantastic setting, and I just adhered the glass onto Wish, fussy cut around it, and glued it into my setting, and then glued it onto my clip, and that just clips on just like that. So more distress pages, little tuck spot there. And we have another pull out, the really cool paper. Look at that side. So I just used my stencils to help create some great patterns on those pull outs. So that's the end of my second signature. Is that the second one? Yeah. So look at that beautiful paper. It's just gorgeous, this collection. More stenciling and distressing. I hope I'm not missing anything. Sometimes I'll share a project, and if I've got so much going on, I miss stuff. So I hope you're not like, hey, what about that? So on this page, I fussy cut There Lived a Handsome Prince. I used another Craft Fantastic key, and I just added a button in the center instead of using a piece of glass or anything. So gosh, so many different ways you can use their products in your crafts. Love the castle page. And then I've got this crown on the doily. If you're wondering, yes, this is for sale. So we'll talk to you about that at the end. All right. Here we have this castle page and this pull out. I tried to use sprays that matched the color of the part of the paper I was working with. Once Upon a Time, a little tuck spot right here, and the center of my, is this my third or my last? I don't know, but that's the center of that signature. And this is kind of like the Prince section here. So I used another bracelet, and I added this tree charm to this bracelet. And I just love how it looks. I do. I need to get more of these. And that pulls out, and that's how it looks. had so much fun coffee dyeing too. I really did. My husband was just like, honey, you're making coffee, because we don't make coffee at night. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'm creating something. He's like, okay. Little banner piece with the clock. I just didn't want to waste any of that cute design paper. Little tuck spot at the bottom. Banners. Another crown. And up here, I have this beautiful crown. This was perfect. This setting was absolutely perfect for this crown. And, you know, just adhered it to the paper clip. I had so much fun. I already got going as soon as I was done on another one. Okay, so that is my third signature. Here is my fourth signature. And I used the mermaid for the cover of this one, and there was that gold on the paper, so I added the gold trim. Opens up, and then we've got potions over here. Oh, I forgot to pull this out, didn't I? Happily ever after. See, I told you I'd forget something. All right, now this batch I did some stamping on. It's a little tuck spot there. Some stamping on that. I've got a little envelope, tuck spot. I learned while I was creating this that you need to finish your entire signature before you sew it in. And that is definitely one of those things, because I put my signatures in and then I decorated them. And that didn't, it was much more difficult that way. So you got a tuck spot over here. More kind of edge stamping there. Over here, I've got just another paper clip, and I used a clock and another Craft Fantastic metal piece. Obviously, you can see how it would hang as a necklace. So we have the castle. So we have some brick stenciling on the back of the castle. Hopefully that kind of goes with the theme. And more distressing and stamping. Tuck spot. We've got a couple of photo mats with the word proud, and somehow something fell out. I think it's maybe the clock is supposed to be holding that stuff in. And then our last pullout is the frog prints. All right. And then that's our last page. And just like on the front cover, there is another tuck spot for more goodies and a rosette. And voila, we made it through with not too many issues. So I implore you, let me know what you think of this first massive junk journal. Your thoughts and suggestions will help me in my journey, because it is a journey learning to create something new. And I hope you will head over to Craft Fantastic and check out all the amazing things that they have to help you create beautiful beautiful things. And thanks for taking all the time. If you're still with me, I super appreciate it, and want to let you know that yes, this is for sale. My email is always in the description box down below, so If you're interested in this, email me and we'll talk about it. Have a happy, scrappy day. Thanks, guys.